everybody, it's Rodrigo Afanador with Asheville Real Estate News and Asheville Cash Buyers. Just bringing you another little mini episode on real estate news and updates and information here in the Asheville area. Joined with by Daneil Castillo here with Dixon Pacifica Real Estate. Thanks for coming on board.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. As I'm not from the Asheville area and I wasn't born into real estate, do you mind kind of telling us how you ended up here in Asheville, or if you're local or not, and how you got into the real estate game as well?
Sure. I've been back in Asheville for 2.5 years now. I was around 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Took a short stint down in South Florida and moved back up here wanting to expand my experience in sales, kind of start out a new career, and worked very closely with a business startup.
Okay.
And then from that process, I had already thought about real estate,
Mm-hmm.
but never quite pulled the trigger. And a lot of people brought it to my attention, telling me that they thought that it would be something that I would be really good at, that I would enjoy. And throughout the experience that I developed, I decided that I wanted to pull the trigger and just kind of try out an industry that would allow me to push the sales and the marketing realm a little bit more.
Yeah, that's super interesting. That's kind of one of the reasons I got into real estate as well, because of the sales and the marketing aspect, because I can't swing his hammer to save my life. So, so how long have you been active as an agent then here in Asheville?
So I'm still in my first year.
Okay.
Just wrapped up my first 6 months.
Excellent.
Yeah, really exciting stuff. And it's been a huge learning experience, but yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, heard. I know we have a couple of mutual friends, and it's just really fun to. Asheville's such a small community when it comes to the real estate side of things, that all the overlaps are super interesting. It's
A
kind
lot
of
of
fun to see
connections.
how you're doing different things. So, but yeah, I wanted to bring you on board. Obviously, if you're in the Asheville area, you know right now the market's absolutely, a little bit insane in some ways. Just how fast things are moving, how little low inventory there is. It feels like for what I do, every 3 months I have to re-educate myself on what retail pricing is and what's normal or what's expected from, both buying and selling stuff on the market. So love to hear a little bit of what your opinion is as far as what's happened the last 6-8 months and how you see the rest of this year panning out. And I know you all do pretty intensive reporting, I'm guessing, right? The market as far as here with Dixon Pacific and just looking at the numbers.
We do, yeah. We do reports. We run the numbers inside the office. We run the numbers every month
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves. But then we do quarterly reports where we really look at, all right, what's been happening for the last 3 months and everything.
Absolutely.
And just see where the trend is going.
Okay. Well, what would be like 3 things that if somebody is interested in what's happening here in the Asheville market, what are 3 things that have happened this year that are just of note, or 3 metrics or 3 stats that you'd be like, hey, these are just interesting to me, personal.
Right. The market in Asheville has been pretty steady.
Mm-hmm.
One trend that we're seeing that is holding true is going to be that inventory is still low.
Okay.
A lot of homes are going under multiple offers,
Mm-hmm.
and that the pricing that we've been seeing, people are going after it. So recently, over the last few months, things have slowed down in the sense that we're not seeing homes going under multiple offers quite as much as they were before. So maybe they'll have 3 offers on the table instead of 6 or 7.
Okay.
But the homes are still selling for 96% of the listing price.
Wow. Yeah. So good time to sell if you have somewhere to move.
Exactly. Yes.
Fair enough. Absolutely. And if somebody's thinking about selling on that note, is there anything that you would tell them, just like your opinion, you think about selling a house? Should you have a house to go to? Do you kind of just take advantage of that? It's a hot market if you have equity to sell it and kind of maximize that? Or is it better to maybe hold back and just wait until you can, there's not a right or wrong answer on that.
Right.
You ask 10 people, probably get 10 different variations of an answer there.
So the biggest thing that I would start out with is be realistic about what your expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to get out of it? What is my motivation to sell?
Right.
Right? What we're seeing a lot is some people can sell their homes, make a profit off of it, but then it's like, what do I do with this profit? Many people, if they had a home that they purchased for $150,000, they can sell it for $250,000, but now they take that $100,000 they made on it and they want to move into another $250,000 home. They're just moving laterally, so unless they're ready to really step up, that can create an issue unless you're moving out of the area. And then from there, for like advice for people that are starting to like try to establish those expectations, taking a look at what's out on the market. Talk to somebody, try to figure out what's actually selling. We talked a little bit about it just beforehand, but we have homes that are selling at really hot prices here in town, up as high as $260 a square foot.
Wow.
People want those homes to be perfect when they're coming in. They're not expecting it to be like, oh, I'm gonna have to like change this refrigerator or like knock down this wall or
anything. They want it to be dream
just
home
right.
when they move in.
Yes.
Essentially.
And those homes are selling. They're moving quick, but they have to be right.
On that, say that 240 to 260 square foot price point, how big are those houses? In other words, what is that list price roughly range that you're seeing? That's
Good
like the
question.
hot like pocket. Is it 300 plus, 250 to 280?
I'm gonna have to say that it's most of what I've seen, unless we're going to like a very unique
like niche neighborhood
or something like that. It's gonna be $500,000 or less.
Okay.
Definitely within that $300,000 to $400,000 range, with the occasional like 260s.
Okay.
Well, actually, I take that back. A lot of 260s because 1,000 square foot homes.
Right, which is pretty normal here too.
Right, the lots are getting smaller, and those are moving a lot faster than like, let's say, your 2,400 square foot home that is at the same type of price per square foot.
Okay, super interesting. So yeah, it's like I said, I feel like those price per square foot has incrementally gone up, this year even almost to you definitely notice the difference. At the rest of this year, is that something you think we're going to continue to see, or as what would be your projections moving forward? Obviously, you don't have a crystal ball,
right?
But just what would you say is happening, or can we expect to happen?
I feel pretty comfortable that things are going to hold steady.
Okay.
We're seeing that things are still moving. The inventory, it slowed down a little bit. It's starting to come back on again. And there are a lot of people that are still looking for homes out there in the area. Our hardest price point right now that's selling is going to be between that $300,000 to $350,000 price range.
Which are really good looking homes, though, right?
Yes. For the most part, some of them do need some work, but it might be like a bigger home or something like that, a better value. That are falling within that range, but that is a sweet spot that people are staying within. Okay. I mean, a lot of the people that are spending the 4s, 5s, and 6s, they look at it two ways. They either want it to be perfect,
or have equity,
or or they want it to be something that has just a bunch of potential.
Heard.
So it's just priced right, has a bunch of potential. They can do the work that they want to, and either know that they're going to be building a lot of equity into it.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So if somebody was wanting to get, a little bit more detailed information, because obviously we just skimmed the surface on this.
Right.
What's the best way for somebody to either connect with you or get this report and get more information about the market here?
Well, they can contact me at Daneil@DixonPacifica.com. I can send them a really nifty infographic that we have set up, and I can actually pull it right here, pull it up on my phone. I don't know if they'll be able to see it, but it's really simple, easy to digest. You can take it in. Only takes 3 minutes to read all of it, and you got all the information for the quarter of the year. We send those out every quarter, and it's really good information to have.
That's great. Well, guys, as always, if you have any questions about what's going on in the market, let us know so we can talk to the people who are in the know about different topics. I will make sure to include Daniel's email here in the show notes and whatnot, so you guys can reach out to him if you're wanting this report. If you want to know about the market, now you know who to talk to and who can answer your questions. If you enjoyed this content and you're looking for more of it, please like, share, subscribe it, and we'll look forward to tuning in again next week. Again, this is Rodrigo Afanador with Asheville Real Estate, and Daniel, parting words?
I'm here to help anybody. If you just want to sit down, have some coffee, have a conversation, or if you need somebody to go with you to look at a property or anything like that, I'm here for that. No expectations, anything like that. If I can help you, that's good in my book right there.
Okay, great. Well, hope everybody has a great day. Thank you.